Hello and good morning. My name is Dilan binti Kamis and my matrix number are BB22110571. So I'm going to explain for the part 1, which asks for construct appropriate graphs or charts to compare the relative frequency and cumulative relative frequency in each data set. I had put the data into classes to get the answer for relative frequency and cumulative relative frequency. For relative frequency, I divide the frequency by the total number of these data values, and to find this cumulative relative frequency, as you can see, I add all of the previous relative frequency answer to the relative frequency for this current row. So after getting the value, I use histogram to show the relative frequency of domestic dataset, and I use OGIF to show the cumulative relative frequency of domestic dataset. For this histogram dataset, the data are positively skewed because most of the data, as you can see, are on the left side of the histogram, but a few larger values are on the right. And this is the classes for international, and this is the value that I get for relative frequency and cumulative relative frequency. Also for the histogram, I use relative frequency and OGIF, and I use OGIF to show the cumulative relative frequency. So this is the graph for international dataset.
Next, I will calculate and compare measures of central location in each dataset. First, we will find the mean. Mean is primary measure of central location, which is the average of the value. For the domestic airlines, we will add all the 24 numbers, values of the airlines, and divide it by 24 to find average value, and we will get the mean for domestic airlines, which is 1,113,828.96. Next, for the international airlines mean, we will get the answer, which is 456,067.42. Next is median. Median is the middle value or the average of the two middle values. Next, we will find the median. Before we find the median, we will arrange the value in ascending order. So, for domestic airline, since there is two middle value, which is 530,698 and 610,901, we will need to add the two values and then divide it by 2, and we will get the answer, which is 570,799.5. Next, for international airlines median, since there is two middle values, which is 88,100 and 89,232, we will need to add the two numbers and divide it by 2, and we will get the answer is 88,666. And for this data set, we have no mood. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Now, I will continue to the question part 3. I am using the formula of 25 percentiles, which means 24 plus 1 multiply 25 divide 100, and then I can get 6.25. This means 25 percentile is located 25% of the distance between the 6 and 7 observation. When I calculate, I can get 240,976.8. The median, I am using 13 percentiles. When I calculate 24 plus 1 multiply 15 divide 100, I can get 12.5, meaning the 15 median is located from 0.5% of distance between 12 and 13 observation. So when I calculate, I can get the median is 5 70799.5. Using the 75 percentile to find the third quartiles, which means 24 plus 1 multiply 75 divide 100, I can get 18.75. Means that the 75 percentiles is located 75% of the distance between the 18 and 19 observation, which is I can get the third quartiles 1628065. The outlier range. So I using this formula to calculate the IQR and to find the lower limit and upper limit. So I will minus them and then I can get 1387087.75. So the IQR is 1387088. And then I will calculate 1.5 multiply with I can get 2080631.625. So I calculate again the first quartile and third quartiles. So I can get the lower limit and the upper limit. Maximum number domestic airline is 4570798. So this is the box plot of domestic airlines. I will calculate the percentile and box plot of international airlines. We will using the same formula from the domestic airlines. So when I calculate them, I will get 73461.75. Calculating the median with the same formula. So when I calculate them all, I can get 88666. Quartiles, I will using the same formula from the domestic airline. When I calculate them, I can get 116,733.75. Detecting the outlier range to find the IQR, lower limit and upper limit, I will using the same formula from the domestic airlines. I can get 43272. And then I will multiply with 1.5. I can get 64908. So I calculate again with the third quartiles and first quartile, which is minus and plus. So I can get lower limit and the upper limit is maximum number of international airlines will be 4713336 since there are outlier in the data. The box plot of international airlines. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Hello and good evening. My name is Muhammad Shafiq Iman bin Abdulghani. Metric number is BB22110140. Today I will going to explain part 4. Calculate and compare measure of depression in each dataset. I have two dataset for range, mean, absolute deviation, and variance and standard deviation. For range, I minus maximum value and minimum value. For means absolute deviation, sample minus sample mean, and after that we can get the answer. Next, we need to get the answer and plus all of data set and divide 24. For variance and standard deviation, I will take the answer from means absolute deviation. After that, I square for all number and get the answer. After that, we need to plus all of the data set. We need to take a sample and minus 1. Besides that, the answer we need to square root.
Lastly, I will explain part 5. Before that, my name is Nurul Farah Atika binti Syari and my matrix number is BB22110570. To calculate covariance, I use this formula, which is sample covariance equal to sums x minus x bar y minus y bar divided with n minus 1. To calculate correlation, I use this formula, which is sample correlation coefficient equal to sample covariance divided with standard deviation variable x multiplied by standard deviation variable y. According to my calculation, this is the answer that I got for x minus x bar multiplied by y minus y bar. Referring to this calculation, I will be able to get the answer for sample covariance and correlation coefficient. The total for the calculation is 41.95 after I plus all the data. Substitute all the number following this formula. I get 1.82 for covariance and 0.63 for correlation coefficient. The value of x and y is related, and the relationship between variables x and y is moderate. That's all from us. Thank you.